welcome to Saturdays with Steph. Excited to be here with you today. Today I'm going to work on my pumpkin parade pattern that was in my autumn project. That is out and shipped to everybody, and it looks like a lot of people have already received it, and some people are getting it today. So really excited about that. I thought I would show you guys how to do one block from the quilt top. I've got one behind me on the wall, you can see there. And if you weren't able to get a project box or my autumn project, I have the pattern now available in my shop if you would like to have the pattern. If you do exclamation pumpkin, that'll bring up the link for the pattern. So if you're interested. But before we get to all that, I've got a whole bunch of announcements that I want to talk about. So this past week, I had a video up on my channel for Fort Worth Fabric Studio announcing their next sew along, for the most part, FIR, as in the fir trees. And I had a video telling you all that I had a giveaway for the kit. So as of today, which is a few days after I announced the winner, I have not heard from the winner. So if that person does not contact me by 8 a.m. tomorrow, come back to my channel tomorrow because I'm going to announce a new winner. This is what the kit looks like. It's a $99 value. So if you're out there, you may want to claim this kit. It's a big deal. It's a good value. But if I don't hear from the winner by tomorrow, I'm gonna be picking a new one. If you haven't seen that video, go over and look at my channel for the most part announcement. And I'll tell you in that video what you need to do to be entered into the giveaway. So if you're interested, that sew along begins on August 19th. And Fort Worth Fabric Studios patterns or their quilts always come out really, really nice. So I hope you'll join me for that one. All right, so before I talk about any other announcements, I'm going to say hello to people here in the chat. And unfortunately, I can't see the ones all the way at the top. It's already gone past that point. But Irish Lady, hello. And Charlotte, Mary, welcome. Carl, oh my goodness, Carl. I didn't read your comment correctly to begin with, and I was thinking what kind of car you were driving. But now that you said driving through, okay, yes, you have a mess of stuff to drive through to get to the retreat. So please, please, please be safe. Leave early, take your time. Oh, what a crazy mess down there in Florida you're going to have. Let's see. Hi, Jen. Welcome. Joanna, I hope you feel better. She said she's not feeling well. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. And Stephen, welcome. Hi there. Thanks for the sew day. I wish I could have been there earlier. We didn't have power this morning because we had some nasty lightning. We had a very good lightning show between last night and this morning. Then the power came on, but there was things I had to do. So I apologize for being late, but I'm glad I got to pop in for a little bit. Jacqueline, hi there. And speaking of Stephen, on Wednesday is our sew days that we have every Wednesday. And we welcome anybody to come. It's Zoom, it's private, it's not on YouTube, so you don't have to worry about being live anywhere. I have that link in my community tab. If you go to my community tab on my channel and scroll down, it'll say Wednesday sew day, and that's a Zoom link. It's always the same, so you can just click on that. Join anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern time. Anyone's welcome. Now this week, Stephen's going to be doing it on his own because I'm going to be at retreat with Carl down in Texas for Stitchin' Heaven's retreat with Rob Appel. But sometime during that day, I'm going to try to pop in and say hello to everybody. So maybe before all the retreaters get there because I'm going in the night before. So, but it'll still be running because Stephen will be there to be at the helm. So be sure to join that. Hi, Janice. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Del Marie, Terry. Hi there. Hi, Peggy. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Math Geek. Let's see. Doreen, Jean. Hi, Bev. Great to see you. It's been a bit. I'm glad you got all moved in and everything. Let's see what else. Who else is here? Bronca. Welcome, welcome. And Sarah, great to see you, Sarah, and Mona from Arizona, and Bettina, Tamala, who's just down the road from me, Kathleen, Julie, and Robert. Hi, Robert. Great to see you. Okay, so really quick. Oh, hi, Sharon. The other announcements that I wanted to share with you guys, and I've talked about these before, so I'm just go through them pretty quickly. And maybe Russ, good to see you. Maybe Russ, since you're a moderator, or maybe you could do the exclamations for me. That would be great. And Carrie, welcome. I'm going to share my screen and talk about each one of these things. So the first thing I want to share is the sew along on August 24th. These are all sew alongs I'm going to talk about. And this first one is in pieces. This is from a pattern from my friend Tracy of Rope and Anchor Trading Company out of the UK. She is offering 25% off on this pattern. If you put exclamation Tracy, Tracy, in the chat, you can find the link to that with the 25% off code automatically applied for that pattern. We're going to be sewing this together right here on my channel on August 24th. I'm really excited to do this collab with Tracy. Tracy's a wonderful lady out of the UK, and I actually met her originally through Steven. He interviewed her on his channel because he did one of her patterns, and then I met her in person at Quilt Market last year, and we became friends. And lovely lady. She's got an interesting story. She does all of her work designing and lives on a boat in the canals in the UK. So really, really cool. So I hope you guys will join me for that. So that's sew along number one. There's many. Let me grab the next one. Then the next one is, sorry, it's taking me a minute to flip through here. My beginner sew along. Now this one is called A Star is Born, and this one is geared towards beginners. Although if you want to make it, have at it. I'm more than happy to have you making this, but I'm doing a beginner series here on my channel on YouTube. It's geared toward people who have never made a quilt before, but you are welcome to the pattern. If you would like a copy of this, again, it's called A Star is Born. All you have to do is send me an email and say, I would like a copy of A Star is Born, and I would be happy to send it to you. The idea behind this one is I would love to help beginner quilters get all the way through this quilt and finish it, so they can, you know, I taught them what to go buy at the store, and then I'm going to walk them all the way through this quilt. I'm going to begin sewing this one on August 13th, right after I get back from the retreat. But for all of you advanced quilters out there, if you want to grab the pattern, you should be able to get this done in no time. So that is available. And I have one more to share. Let me grab this. Oops. If Zoom will play nicely. So that one's not a link in the chat. That one you can just email me if you would like a copy of that. And my last share is my Cozy Star Quilt Along. And this one's going to start August 18th. It's going to be a filmed video that I have here, or tutorial every Sunday morning. It's going to release, but of course you can watch it anytime that you want. If you sign up for this, it's a one-time fee, but then you're going to get the pattern emailed to you as a PDF every Sunday before I release the video. And it's going to be a 5-week sew along. So we're going to do 2 blocks a week. And then during the 5th week, we're going to assemble this all together. So this is my original pattern called Cozy Star Quilt. And I mocked it up in Christmas and in blues. And I do have a couple kits left in my store, but I think just 2 because it went really, really fast when I put them in the shop. So if you're interested in a kit for these, pop on over to my shop. But if you do exclamation cozy, COZY, you can get a link right to my pattern. So if you're interested, or signing up for this, if you're interested in sewing this along with me. The idea is that you could finish it in time if you wanted to keep it for yourself or give it as a gift for Christmas, or have a wintry quilt if you didn't do the Christmas one. So that is all of that. Let me get out of all this so I can see what everybody is saying. Let's see. Let's see where I left off here. Carrie, welcome, Carrie. Hi, Lori, Sherlock Stoves. Hi, Julie. I'm not sure if I said hi to you earlier. I'm sorry. Hi, Sue. Great to see you again. Sarah said, I can't wait for this so long. I ordered the pattern already. Thank you. Hi, Em. Great to see you. Karen said, pattern ordered, fabric bought, and ready to go. Awesome. Yay. I'm so excited. So lots of sew alongs coming up in the next month. So I'm going to keep y'all busy. I'm going to keep myself busy. Now that I can really sew a lot again, I'm ready to get going. So, all right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on Pumpkin Parade. I'm going to also put that in the chat really quick again. For some reason, the link didn't work earlier. Let's hope it works now. And thank you, Russ, for putting those in. I appreciate that. We'll see if that one comes up. Okay, so I just put in pumpkin, and that is the link to this pattern. And I'll show you guys a quick picture of the cover. This is what the quilt's going to look like. It's a smaller quilt. It's 56 by 56. It's kind of one to throw over your couch for the fall. And if you like Halloween, you can put Halloween colors in there, or Halloween fabrics. They're Halloween or like fall colors, but I didn't pick Halloween in case people didn't like Halloween. I'm not a huge Halloween fan myself, but I love pumpkins. So I put all the pumpkins in there. Yeah. Sarah said, just received my auto box and love the fabric. Awesome. Great. I'm so happy. And hi, Karen. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm going to turn on my other camera here, and then we're going to go ahead and sew. I'm excited to get this sewn up, except now I flipped my page. I need to see my pattern. All right. So I'm going to do step one. I'm not going to talk about the size of the pieces. If you want to sew this, you can grab the pattern. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match up the same size squares and sew those together. So I'm just going to put them in 2 piles here. And so if you're looking at the block behind me, we're sewing these outer pieces right now, outer corners. This is pretty beginner friendly, this pattern. I would say a confident beginner be just fine. So what is everybody up to? Have you had a wonderful week? I hope so. It was a really long week here, but that's okay. Next week, I'm leaving on Tuesday to fly down to Quitman, Texas. I'm going to be at a retreat with Rob Appel and Carl, who is here in the chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. Rob is going to teach us some raw edge applique with his new fabrics. And if you guys haven't seen Rob's fabrics, New Worlds and Your Worlds, you need to check them out. They're really pretty. Really excited about that. I'm not super excited about traveling because I've heard that the C word, and y'all know what I'm talking about, the pandemic, that is on the rise again. So I'm a little bit nervous. Obviously I don't want to get sick, but I'm going to take some protective measures and hopefully everything will be okay. So. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Great to have you here. Today I'm sewing up Pumpkin Parade. It's my newest pattern. Just going to sew one of the blocks. And I have one on the wall behind me there. I am flying down to Texas, but I am grateful that I feel bad for Carl, who's here in the chat. He has to drive through a storm. There's a tropical storm about to hit Florida, and he lives in Florida and is driving over to Texas. So Oh, I'm glad I don't have to do that. You are a better person than me, Carl. I think I would give up. All right. So once you get all four of those pieces done, the next step is you're kind of building these like a log cabin. So we're just going to add, we're going to add this rectangle to the top of the rectangle that we just made. And I'm just chain piecing all these to make it go faster. My doctor said the same thing. Sickness is running rampant. Right? It's worrying me a little bit because I've heard a lot of people getting sick with COVID again. So I'm gonna just be really, really cautious. And I usually take a whole bunch of hand sanitizer and like Lysol wipes anyway and wipe off like, probably people think I'm crazy, but I wipe off like the tray um on the airplane and wipe my seat off a little bit. And but I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Um, oh, thank you, Ellen. Good to see you. She said safe travels. Carl said, what are you putting on your seams? Well, Carl, that is the Acorn Easy Press Precision Piecing Pen and Solution. It is a mouthful. Um, so instead, I call it magic juice because it magically makes your seams super flat. And there are people here in the chat that use it. I know they do, so they can tell you how lovely it is, how flat it makes your blocks. And I do not sew without it, so you will see it at the retreat, and I can show you what it does. Happy to. All right. It's basically a starch alternative concentrate that you put right on the seam. So, you know, a lot of people starch or best press their fabric before they sew. You can do that too, but it's like a similar thing to best press, but not best press. But it's to be applied, it's concentrated, so you apply it right to your seam. And you just get the flattest blocks. It's really nice. Because the flatter your blocks, the better your block comes together. So Laura says I've always wiped my surfaces on the airplane. Yeah, I have too, but I think I do it more now. Like, I don't think I ever thought about the tray before, unless like I opened it and had a drink and it was like messy, but I wipe everything now. I wipe the seatbelt and the armrest and the tray. Yeah, I think I've had people look at me like I'm nuts, but I'm okay with that. It keeps me from, helps keep me from getting sick. It's not going to keep everything out, but you know. All right, so I've got these blocks. So the next piece I'm going to grab is another rectangle. Like I said, kind of like a log cabin. And I'm going to sew that to the left-hand side of this. I don't know about any of you, but Carl asked me the other day if I was excited about the retreat. And I was like, oh, it's still so far away. I'm really not that excited. but it's not. It's only a couple days away, but I keep forgetting that it's August already. I don't know where this summer went. It feels like it flew by. I think that's why I'm shocked that it's already time for the retreat. Oh no, Mary, I'm so sorry to hear that your daughter's sick on top of all the storm stuff. You had a rough week. I'm so sorry. So Debbie asked, am I using a cordless steamfast iron? And how do I like it? I am. I love it, actually. I have used probably every mini iron that's on the market. And I like this one, not for yardage. And I'll tell you why in a second. But I like this one the best for piecing because it gets really hot. And a lot of times when I'm piecing, especially because I piece on camera, um, my little mini irons would get all tangled up. I'd either get it wrapped around my leg or the cord would just get all twisted and tangled up because of the way I had to like manipulate it to bring it over here, to use it. So when I found this one, I was really excited and hoped it worked because there's other cordless irons on the market, but this one is significantly cheaper. And I'm not cheap because I have expensive things, right? As far as quilting, like I have an Aliso, but it was expensive, or there's other cordless irons, but they're as expensive as the Aliso, if not more. And so I was excited to find this one, but I didn't know if it would really work, right? Because it was so much less. It works amazing. Now, that being said, it's only, in my opinion, good for piecing. Like right now, where I'm just ironing a few things. Um, I don't think it's good for pressing yardage because you have to recharge it. It comes with a base that you recharge it on. And it only stays hot for like a minute. And then you need to stick it back on the base. But that being said, it recharges in like 5 seconds. So it gets hot really quick. But if you're ironing a whole bunch of big yardage, right? So I iron all my yardage before I cut anything. If I was ironing 3 yards of background fabric, to have to put that back on the base every 2 seconds, that would make me bonkers. But for piecing, it's wonderful. I absolutely love it. So I definitely recommend it. You can get them on Amazon. Oh, don't quote me. I want to say they're like $35, $40. So they're not bad price wise, I don't think. I did burn my first one out. I had it for a couple years. And so I ended up getting another one. But what can you ask for that inexpensive an iron, right? I burned out more expensive irons for sure. So let's see. Move to Arizona. We rarely have any power outages, and when we have them, they only last a couple hours. But it's so hot. I lived in Arizona for a while. It's too hot. Hi Nancy, good to see you. Is it hotter than the Panasonic? I have one of those, and I don't think it gets that hot. I use my old plug-in for yardage. I personally think it gets hotter than the Panasonic because I've tried that one. I had a friend who had one, and I didn't like it because I didn't think it got hot enough. But that's me. And again, that would be one I wouldn't use for yardage because it doesn't stay hot long enough. And that one's heavier than this one. That was the other thing too. I have rheumatoid arthritis, so I was looking for one that wasn't quite so heavy. So. Oh, sorry. I just started sewing. So now we're going to add this longer rectangle to the top of this. Carl said, I'm bringing hair dyes. Y'all, Carl is trying to convince me to dye my hair a color, like a color, not just like a natural color. And I don't know, I think my husband might kill me if I did that. So, but if I gave in and did just a little bit of my hair, like maybe the underneath part, what color should I dye my hair? You guys tell me in the chat. But Arizona is a dry heat. Yeah, it is a dry heat. But when it's 115 weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, no thanks. And I know it can do that because I lived out there. It's too hot. Joanna said, I just bought the In Pieces quilt pattern. I love it. Awesome. I'm going to make In Pieces in 2 colorways. I'm going to make it in blues and grays, ombre, and then I'm going to make it in Christmas fabrics. So I'm really excited to do that. Blue would go perfect with you. I think so too. Russ. Debbie said I vote for pink. I'm not a pink girl, you guys. I would never agree to that in a million years. Pink, no. Blue, purple. Yeah, that would be okay, but no pink. Let's see. Debbie said I used to bleach mine and have perfect, and then she stopped. Mary said they're very humid in Kansas. Debbie said I vote for pink and do it. We'll see. I'm going to talk to Keith before I leave and see if he would be upset. So he is not a big, doesn't love. I dyed my hair one time after we had one of our children because I just was like, I want to do something different. And I dyed it red, and not like red, like hair red, right? Like auburn kind of. And he was like, he looked at me and he goes, when are you changing that back? So he does not like it if I change my hair to a different color. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if I just do a little bit where it's like mixed in or underneath and you can kind of see it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Jen said purple fades the best. Blue, of course, said Jacqueline. Yeah. It feels like if I did any color, it would have to be blue because you guys know it's my favorite color. Mary said, I missed what iron Stephanie has. My hands are shot from arthritis and osteoporosis. So I have a steam fast. I'll show it to you. A steam fast, if I can get it in the shot. Right there. Cordless iron. And it has like a cradle. Here, let me hold it up if I can. That it recharges in. And I really, really love it because it's not heavy at all. It's got just enough weight that it presses well, but it's not heavy, like it doesn't hurt my hands. So I'm just giving these corner pieces a good press before I start the next part. But these are done for right now. Oh, thank you, Stephen, for putting that link in. Oh, it's Tracy, no E, no I. Ingrid said you could just do a small section of hair. I was thinking that maybe like underneath or something and just have it like peeking out. All right, so there's the first 4 pieces. Those are the corner pieces of this block. So I'm going to set those aside and grab all my other pieces here. There's a lot of other pieces. Okay. So you should have some long rectangles, some shorter ones, and a bunch of squares. which I already drawn a line corner to corner because we're going to snowball the corners of these rectangles. I'm going to flip it to the directions page to make sure I snowball the correct corners because, yeah. Let's see. Robert said, love my purples. Purples are pretty too. Jen said, do not try green. Karen said, as somebody who's been licensed for 40 years, there's a few questions I'd ask you before coloring your hair. I don't want to get into all that because I'm not going to color my hair. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So it's just everybody talking to each other, which is awesome. All right. So I'm going to start with the smaller rectangles. So the smaller rectangles only get one square added to them, whereas the bigger one gets 2 squares added to it. So I'm going to look at my diagram to make sure I'm putting this on the correct direction. So their smaller rectangles are going to have the piece added to the top left. And then I'm going to chain piece all of these. Just paying attention to that direction there. You all are talking about Arizona and where you live in Arizona. I lived in Mesa, Arizona for a while, and my grandparents lived in Sun City West. But I am originally from Ohio, and I'm happy to be back in Ohio because I really love my state. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome. You're fine. Don't worry about being late. No biggie. Family's always more important. Rotary cutter. I'm just trimming these 1/4 inch away from the line that I sewed. Let's see. Sarah says, do you have a tutorial on the little bag that you suggested for the mini charms? Sarah, yes, I did that on my channel quite a while ago, but I am planning on making another one, and I'm going to put that up later this week. So if you hold on just a little bit, I'll have that up there because yeah, those mini charms make the cutest little zipper bags, and you just need a fat quarter to go with it, and then some batting that's about 12 by 18. So if you have like a scrap piece of batting, yeah. Or soft and stable. If you want your bag to stand up, soft and stable will work. And then a zipper that's like 12 inches long, 12 inches or longer. So, okay. These are done, but I'm going to go ahead and wait to press these until I have these to press. No worries, Sarah. That's fine. No worries. All right. So these guys are going to, if you want to make sure that you're putting them on the correct direction, they're going to be opposite of this one. So instead of sewing this way, like we did for those, we're going to turn it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and sew those on. Let's see. Sarah said, I've never made one. I wanted to try and make it. Yes, I will walk you through it. I promise. I love those bags. They're so much fun and not hard. I promise they're not hard at all. Yeah. I've made them on here on my channel several times, but to go back and find it could be kind of difficult. Plus, I'll make it out of the fabric that I put in the box so you can see that. Oh, I'm glad you like that, Sarah. I thought about that for to go on the bag. I think it's going to be really cute. Cynthia asked me how my arm is. Thank you for asking. It is so much better. I really appreciate everybody who asked and was patient with me. It's still a little sore, especially when I do a lot in one day, but it's not painful anymore, which is like a huge improvement. So I will take it, and I'm happy to tell you guys that. So the only problem that I still find is that my thumb right here, my finger's better now, but my thumb still gets numb. So I have to be careful with what I pick up, because I picked up a cup the other day and I didn't feel it and I almost dropped it. So, but I, again, will take that over the pain that I was in, because the pain was almost unbearable. Oh, thanks, Mary. Mary said I have the best boxes. So thoughtful. I appreciate that. I hope you guys that got one liked it. Sold out really quickly. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support. Okay, so before I press all of these, I'm going to add the squares that go on the other end of this, because you add a square on both ends. Sarah said, I love the video with Stephen and Walter. Your family was so fun to watch. Looks like you guys had a wonderful time. We had a great time. I'm so happy that they came to Ohio, and grateful that they took part of their vacation to spend with me. It was so great. We had so much fun, especially up on the islands. I enjoyed taking them up there because that's where I grew up. So, and Sarah said she loves all your fabric finds, Stephen. Nancy said, I can't make Wednesday morning, but I could join in the afternoon. Yes, Stephen's fabric haul was wonderful. Yes, it was awesome. Oh, okay. Just adding the square to the other side, which goes the opposite direction of this one. So I'm starting in the top left, sewing to the bottom right. Tara says, I'm a newbie, so I need a lot of help. No worries. We'll get you taken care of. Okay. Debbie said, broke my collarbone 2 years ago. Oh my goodness. Doctor told me it would take 2 or 3 years to get full feeling back. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That had been so painful. Okay. These are all, oops, I can't see what I'm looking at now. My screen disappeared. There we go. All right. These are all sewn on, so I'm just going to trim these away. And then we can press all these and put this block together. Oops. Okay, so Stephen he made a good point. Somebody said something about the Wednesday sew day that they couldn't come until later, I think, in the day. And he said, you can come and go as you please. And that's exactly it. You don't have to come at 9 a.m. You don't have to stay till 4 p.m. You can pop in. Actually, Russ, Quilt Meets World, who's here in the chat, he often will pop in on his lunch break and visit for a little bit and then go back to work. So yeah, we'd love to have you, even if you can only pop in for a minute. Let's see. Celie says, hi, Stephanie, sorry I'm late. We just had a wicked thunderstorm. The fabric in your block is great. I love the pumpkins. Is it Moda? Yes, it is. Hey Boo from Lelu Boutique by Moda Fabrics. And then let's see. Debbie said, being new here, is this pattern on your site? Yes, it is. Excuse me. I need some water. If you do exclamation mark pumpkin in the chat, the link to this pattern will come up. It was actually in my autumn project that I sent out, but now that those are all out, I put the pattern in my shop for sale as well. So feel free to grab that. I think this could look cute with any fall fabrics. I think it would be like really pretty. Of course, fall or autumn is my favorite time of year, so I might be a little biased. There these two. Oh, thank you, Celie. I appreciate it. And Debbie, glad to have you. You said you're new here. Oh, your neighbors with Steve and Nancy? Okay, just a couple more to press, and then we can put this block together. This block is definitely not hard. I feel like it's beginner friendly. There's just a lot of steps to press. So Charlotte said, I got my pumpkins, dots, and plain white fabric all cut. Loving these fabrics and your pattern, Stephanie. I will start sewing tomorrow. Oh, yay. Thanks, Charlotte. Because it's not a very big quilt. I don't know if Charlotte, if you found this, but it didn't take me very long to cut this. I was surprised how fast it cut. Oh, not quite. Theirs is you're an hour apart. Okay. Well, Tamala, the only reason I asked is because Tamala, who's here in the chat, we found out that we only live like, what, Tamala, 5-10 minutes from each other. She's literally down the road. So she kind of is a neighbor. All right. Those are all done. I can put my rotary cutter to the side for now. I'm not going to need that. Now we're going to go back to the log cabin idea again. And we're going to add these smaller rectangles to the bottom of our log cabin block. So just like that. So make sure the small square is touching the rectangle, or I shouldn't say the small square, but the square of the color that's by itself. So I have this orange here, but the green will be touching. Could the pattern be converted to AccuQuilt cutting? If you've got all the right dies, I don't see why not. You'll just need a little bit more fabric than what I listed. Not too much more though, but a little bit more. As long as you have all the right dies, I don't see why not. Ten minutes, yeah. I knew we weren't that far away. Okay. Press these. It doesn't really matter with these which way you press them. So whichever way you like to press. There's no seams really to match up. So until we get to where we add this guy here. Or I'm sorry, where we add him here. The only thing you have to match up is this V right here, so. Oh, did I just put all those on the wrong side? No, I didn't. Okay. I thought I messed all that up. I could need some music on or something. Too bad we can't have any. Okay. We're getting there. Those pieces are done. Now I just need to add this last bit. Let me turn all these the right way first. Trying to keep them all going the same way every time so that way I don't get confused to where I am. So we're going to add all of these guys to the right hand side of this. To make our 4 pieces of this block, and then once we get all 4 pieces done, put the whole block together. Oh, thanks, Celie. Celie said the block has a nice balance of larger patterns. Thanks. I don't always know how to use larger patterns either, to be honest with you. And I tend to usually stay away from them, but these pumpkins were just too cute. Oh, hi, Linda. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Linda's from Alaska. And last one, we give these a press and then we can put the 4 pieces together. So you're building this block a quadrant at a time, basically. Okay. Guess we'll just surprise everyone on the color. That sounds good, Carl. It looks like most people picked blue or purple. So, well, there was a lot of pink, but that is definitely not on the table. I am not a pink girl at all. Plus, Rob Appel is going to be there, and he may or may not be doing tattoos. So if I came home with a new tattoo and blue hair, I don't think my husband will let me out the house ever again. So I'm gonna have to be really careful about what we do. We'll get it figured out. Charlotte said, Stephanie, the cutting has been going pretty fast for me. I use my Stripology ruler for most of it. Oh, good. Carl said no pink, no pink. I don't mind pink in fabric like this, but I'm not a pink girl. I don't like to wear pink. I definitely don't want pink in my hair. Ingrid said purple would be my choice. I know it would. If you were coming, you could get purple in your hair. I'm trying to guilt you, even though I know it's not your fault. You have to work, but I wish you were coming. All right, so now I'm going to take these blocks, and these are the same, right? So I'm just going to turn one and put them together. Now, the only place you really have to worry about matching up is right here where these two whites come together. So you may want to pin that. I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to go slow over that part and try to make sure that it meets up, but that might be the part that you want to pin if you're a pinner. I don't like to pin because I usually get blood all over my project if I pin. I dropped off a couple quilts yesterday at a quilt show, and they gave us pins to pin the tags on, and I almost bled on my quilt. I like ripped my finger away from my quilt as fast as I could so I wouldn't get blood on it. Stephanie cannot be trusted with pins. Okay, now the next one. Do the same thing with the next pair, and then we'll press them both at the same time and then finally put the block together. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're just going to press these, and I'm going to press them both the same direction. So when I flip one around, they're pressed opposite. So that way they nest. I know, Ingrid. It's okay. I know you tried to go. I was just harassing you. I'm just going to miss you. That's all. I wish you were going to be there. Mona said, back on the road. Be safe, Mona. And any of you that are down in the Florida area, please be safe. I know there's a huge storm coming your way. Carl, especially with you driving through it. Please be safe. Okay. So happy that I can sew along with the replay, said Charlotte. Oh, awesome. All right, so I've got the two halves ready to go. So now I just have to lay that on top of there. And I'm going to make sure that they match up right here where the whites come together, match up in the center, and again at the white on this end. Those are the only three places I'm really concerned about. That way the block looks right. So again, if you want to pin those would be the spots I would say to pin. Okay. Done. Nice. That came out well. I'm really happy with that. All right, let me give that a press. Turn that off. Mary said, I just love this. It's so happy. That's what I thought. I saw this fabric at Quilt Market last year, and I just really loved it. I just thought it was so cute. But there was also part of this line, it's called Hey Boo, so obviously it's Halloween. And part of this line had spider webs and ghosts, and the ghosts are actually really cute. I don't mind cutesy Halloween. I don't like scary Halloween. But I knew that there are some people who don't like Halloween at all. So I decided to design this with just the pumpkins and the kind of, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Not filler fabric, but they're not backgrounds, but oh, the word will come to me and one of you guys will probably tell me. The accent fabric. Brain. And make it with the pumpkins and then the accent fabrics. So that way, if anybody didn't like Halloween, they'd still like this project. So there's that block. And then I have the one behind me, and then I have two more to make. So this has 4 big blocks, and these blocks, and I think they're 16 inches, but I can't remember. No, 18 inches. Sorry, they're 18-inch blocks. So it goes together really fast because they're 18 inches. So, and Celie said it looks like a pumpkin wreath. I'm glad you think that because that's what it was supposed to look like. So you could easily take one of these blocks and turn it into a pillow because it's 18-inch block. So it'd be really, really easy to turn into like a throw pillow. And my daughter already asked me to do that because she loves pillows. You could turn it into a pillow. You could just make like 3 of them and do a table runner. It's really easy to modify this any way you like. Just take the block and make whatever you like with it. But I really love it. So thank you guys so much for getting my autumn box, my project. And like I said, the pattern's in my Etsy shop now, if you would like to get the pattern. And for sewing along with me. I'm really, really excited about this next week, the retreat coming up. I will have videos of the retreat center. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's it looks really nice from all the videos I've seen. So, you know, but you get in your head, even when you see videos, it looks different in person. You guys know that. And I'll do a tour of the quilt shop down there as well, Stitch in Heaven. And yeah, I can't wait to show you guys everything. And the sleeping quarters, I'm really excited to see that too. So, and maybe a little peek at Rob Appel. Don't forget to go over to the Wednesday Sew Day with Steven. This coming, well, every Wednesday, but this coming Wednesday, be there for him because I won't be there all day. I'm going to pop in at some point, but I don't know when. So pop on over there, say hi to Steven for me. And then don't forget about all the sew-alongs coming up. The beginner series, A Star is Born on March. Oh my gosh, my brain is like in the wrong spot. August 13th. My sew-along, A Cozy Star, or back up. I have word salad right now. My Cozy Star quilt sew-along begins August 18th. And then the In Pieces sew-along, that is just a really, really easy beginner pattern from Tracy over at Rope and Anchor Trading Company. It's 25% off right now with the link. And it's super beginner friendly. It's just squares and half square triangles. And I think it's going to go together really fast. I cut that out all the other night and it cut like that. So, and I'm still pretty slow on cutting because I'm trying not to overstress my arm, and I cut it really fast. So, yeah, so it's going to be a fun month. Lots of stuff going on. Tracy said, wish I was going to be at the retreat, but the flights were way too expensive. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Celia said, thanks, Stephanie. Have a safe and enjoyable retreat. Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Mary. Thank you to Robert. Thank you, everybody that was here. I really appreciate it. I was glad to see you today. Don't forget to check out my friend Steven. He's here in the chat, his channel, The Idiot Quilter. And he and Walter have their live every Sunday at 4 p.m. It's always hilarious. I always laugh so hard. And then my friend Russ of Quilt Meets World, who's also here in the chat, he has his vlog that comes out of all his antics from the week and all his shenanigans, as he likes to call it. And he also updates you on everything he's been working on sewing wise. And that's always a good time. So check that out. It comes out sometime on Sunday evenings. So go to both their channels, subscribe, and go check those things out. And also go to Stitch in Heaven and subscribe to their channel, because you'll get a lot of videos of Rob Appel, who's an amazing artist. He's a wonderful teacher. He teaches a lot of free motion quilting, which is something that I will never teach. So if he has a lot to teach you. So head on over to Stitch in Heaven and subscribe over there as well. All right, guys. Well, I will see you soon. Take care and have a wonderful week. Bye.